Okay, so we're going to continue on our book in philosophy. But one of the last things we talked about last time was the idea of karma. Okay.
Karma?
So let's talk about that real quick. So we're gonna talk about the idea of karma. Remember that one? What karma was?
Yeah.
It was
bad will happen to you. If you do something good will happen to you.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So it was an Indian philosopher who came up with the idea of karma. Karma being it's an idea of nature that whatever you do through your free will have repercussions, good or bad, depending on what you did. So it's just like if I move this TV, it's going to move. If I do something in the universe, something is going to happen in relation to what I've done. Okay, and I may have to deal with something later because of what I've done. Okay, so remember this we kind of talked about last time too. Remember this? How there's three different people?
Yes.
There's the triangle people who are not good. They're just descendants of Cain. Okay? There are the NPCs, useful idiots. I think that's probably a better word than dirt people. We'll just call them useful idiots or non-player characters who just float around through life, who want money, fame, houses, cars, jewelry, gold, fancy shoes, and will do anything to get it from these.
Is that a cure for those scoliosis?
Oh, that's being in scoliosis. And then there's the water people, which is us, which only do good things and cannot do bad things because we just don't want to. Why don't we do bad things, most of us?
Because someone tempts you.
No, but why don't we? Yeah, you get tempted. Someone says, hey, go steal that candy bar, and someone tempts you.
Sometimes it's a mistake. Sometimes it's you being tempted. Sometimes you see money bags and you're like,
Uh-huh.
I want to get that.
Money bags.
Right.
I want that.
But if it's something small, you might get tempted to do it. But if it becomes like, if it's a candy bar and your friend says, hey, be cool, go ahead and take it. You may take it. You'll feel guilty afterwards, but you might have done it because it was something small. But if someone said do something horrible, go rob that old lady, knock her out and steal all her money and kick her in the face and kill her. Why don't we do that? It's not in our human nature. It's huge. It's a big, nasty thing to do. Let alone we think, Christians think if we do something like that, God will punish us because that was something we did that was horrible. But there are some atheists who don't believe in God who also won't do that because they also think it's wrong. They're going to hurt you. Some people feel I can't hurt someone on purpose, or a dog or a cat, or hurt anything on purpose because it's just wrong. They have feelings too. I wouldn't want anybody to hurt me, so I don't want to hurt anybody else. Okay? Now, there's some people who don't have that same belief. Now, let me erase this for 1 second. So we're going to talk about karma now. Okay? Okay. Okay. So we're going to talk about this karma.
Adi Shankara.
Yeah, Adi Shankara? Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So karma. The idea that whatever you do in life has repercussions. We're given free will. That's okay. I'll use alcohol. We're given free will to make choices. Choose good or choose bad. Okay? God gives us free will to do what we want. But on the other hand, the choices you made aren't without something else happening. If you make good choices, supposedly good things will happen to you, right? If you make bad choices, supposedly bad things will happen to you. Okay? Now let's put it this way. What would you do if you were God? Imagine yourself that you are God for a second. And put it in this regards. Say you're the head of the household, you're the father, you're the mother, you have children, you have cats, you have dogs. Okay? Your animals, your children, they also make choices, correct? So what if now you have your dog and your dog goes to the bathroom in the house. You've trained it not to. It goes to the bathroom in your house. It goes to the bathroom right on your pile of clothes. Is that a bad thing? The dog made a choice. It did that. It knew it could have gone outside, but it decided to go to the bathroom on your clothes that are laying on the floor. Bad thing, right? What do you do to your dog? Do you murder it and kill it and throw it in hell? And maybe you might smack it, or you throw it outside. You'll say, "No, stop doing that. No, don't do that." And then, what would we do here? What would we do here if the dog did that in our house? Huh?
Put them outside.
Put it outside or put it in its cage temporarily so that it understands whatever it did wrong. Do we leave it in the cage forever?
Not forever, no.
No.
For the day, maybe.
Until what?
It learns its lesson.
Hopefully until the dog learns its lesson, right?
Yeah.
So the dog made a bad choice. We did something to the dog that wasn't so nice. We put it in a cage or put it outside until it repaid the karma it took from the universe. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Karma is basically a balance between good and evil, good things and bad things. That's what karma is supposed to be, a balance. It's the middle road. You have 50 here, 50 here, 50% good, 50% bad. Karma is the balance. You do something here, you're going to have to do something to get back to balance or to get back to the good. Okay? So, we punish the dog a little bit for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever we want to do it, until it repays the bad thing it did. It restored balance to nature. Then what we do with the dog? We let it back out again, right? What if you were God or the head of your family, mother, father, and your kid stole a candy bar from the store and got caught? I mean, let's say they didn't get caught. Stole a candy bar from the store and didn't get caught, but they came to you, or you found out they did it. Would that be a good thing or a bad thing? Bad thing. So they made a choice. They did something bad, small bad. It's a little bad.
Bring them back to the store and have them publicly apologize to the person as they get the candy bar back.
You could do that. You could bring them back to the store and apologize and pay for the candy bar. Right? What would that have done? That would have repaid karma, restored balance to nature, and would have brought them, would have repaid the bad thing they did. Right?
Yes.
Now, what if you were God, or let's just ignore the head of the household now. You're God. You love your children, all of them, even the bad ones. Okay? What if you had a child who decided, I'm just a jerk today. I'm going to go punch old ladies in the face, steal their money, and then kick them when they're down. That wouldn't have been a little bad thing. That would have been a big bad thing, right? Huh?
You cursed their bloodline.
I cursed what?
Yeah, you cursed their bloodline.
No, not necessarily. Remember, it's your kid too, but that was a big bad thing. Can they go to the store and apologize? Can they go to the lady and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kick you in the face and break your nose and break your neck and steal all your money?
Jail time.
But they did something bad. So basically, karma is like a seesaw. Okay? Do something little, a little off balance, then you're going to have to do something little to repay it. But do something huge like that. If you love that kid still anyways, if you were God or if you were the father and you love that kid anyways, that would be something big. You give him a chance to come back to the good side.
Very minuscule, but yeah, a little bit.
What would you make him do to do it?
Good.
Something extremely good.
Or bad.
Maybe not only apologize to those ladies, pay the money back, take care of them for a year, buy their food, go shopping for them, do something for them. Karma believes you don't necessarily have to repay them back, but you have to repay nature back. So basically, if you kill that old lady for her money, you've just destroyed a life, you now are in balance. You are on the bad side, and you are going to have to do a lot of good to balance the scale. So you may have to go to jail. You may have to have people in jail beat you up. You may have to have your house burnt down by somebody. You may have to do, basically something bad has to happen to you. That's more than what you did. Some believe it's 100-fold. Like if you do something that bad, you have to repay the debt 100-fold. Some believe it's 1,000-fold. Now, what if you spent your whole life as a bad doctor, given medications you shouldn't have given, and you killed hundreds of babies? Is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
You made a free will. You made a lot of bad choices. So the seesaw is way off in favor. You did so much bad. Would you ever be allowed to be on the good side again? What if you went to God and said, "I am so sorry. I didn't know what I did." God says, "I'm going to give you a choice."
Bro, you killed like a
What do you say?
thousand
What do you
babies.
say? I'm going to send you into hell forever and ever and ever, or for a really long time until you repay the debt to nature or karma. So if you killed 100 babies, for every baby you owe me. How long does a baby live? 80 years.
Probably.
You owe me 80 times 100, 800 or 8,000 years of. I'm not saying what happens or what doesn't happen. That's how karma would work. You do something bad, maybe I'll let you come back to the good side and give you balance in the nature, but you have to pay back all the bad you did.
Yes.
Does that make sense? What's the matter? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So basically, the choices, that's why as Christians we believe. You ever hear the expression, I'm a God-fearing Christian?
Nope.
Never heard that expression? A lot of people say that when they go to church. I'm God-fearing, I'm God-fearing. Do we necessarily fear God? Like, oh my God, if God's coming, he's going to hurt me. Basically, we don't fear God, but we fear making bad choices because we don't want to disappoint God.
Right.
It's like with mom and dad. Like, you guys make choices in the house. You don't do bad things not because you fear us, but because you don't want to disappoint us. Because it ruins the balance of nature in the house. Everyone's upset. Everyone's mad. No one talks. There's bad energy in the house. So you don't do it because you're afraid of us, but you do it because you don't want to upset anybody. You don't want to disappoint. So we don't do bad things because we don't want to disappoint God. Plus, we don't want to, get punished for it, right? Okay. Now, is there something else in that I want to talk about? Any questions about that? Okay. Now, the reason I went over this karma is because not only do the water people or us believe in karma, punishment for your sins, basically, but another people who believe in this is the triangle people. They also believe in karma,
Yes.
but they believe it in a different way. They believe the laws of nature is, we went over the words last time too, is manifest.
Yeah.
And we said manifest is kind of like magic. Manifest, you bring into life things that you want by the thoughts you have. So if you think about something long enough and hard enough, all of a sudden it appears. You want a new piece of DJ equipment. You want a new bike or something. You think about it hard enough, work for it, talk about it, think about it. All of a sudden, somehow along the road, you got it. Almost like magic. And the better you're at it, the better, faster it happens. The bad guys think of this too. They believe in manifestation. They believe in magic. They believe in karma.
Yes.
So they know if they do something bad, that something bad will happen to them. They know that.
Bro.
But they believe that if they first tell you that they're going to do it, and you, with free will, say okay, then the bad thing doesn't happen to them.
Boy.
What do I mean? If they say, for example, you have a TV commercial, this medication will help you lose lots of weight. It's a lie. It's a lie, so they're lying. But if here they tell you side effects, you know how the end of the commercial goes? Side effects may include dizziness, drowsy, loss of appetite, death, seizures, all that stuff. What are they doing?
They're listing you the exact.
Now they're telling you the truth. They're telling you exactly what's going to happen. Now if something bad happens to you,
We told you. I don't.
does karma happen to them?
Oh, silly you. We told you. Yeah,
It should, right? Karma should still happen to them, but triangle people believe that nothing will happen to them because they told you what was going to
My butt
happen.
cheeks.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they believe. The reason I went over this is because I keep telling you over and over and over, a lot of the movies we watch will have stuff in it. And you'll be like say for example, you watch a horror movie like that one where the guy does experiments. He'll put people in a prison and say, cut your own arm off and I'll let you live. Saw, or something like that. Believe it or not, a lot of those movies were true. They were probably CIA experiments to see what people would do. If they make a movie like Saw or some kind of horrible movie, or Escape Room, or Civil War, or the movies with the aliens attacking, or movies of war. But if they make a movie, a horror movie or a bad movie or any kind of movie,
What the L?
horror.
R.
Horror.
Another. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Honor.
And say these movies are all true, but they tell you to it in a movie, and you go, wow, that was a cool movie. What are you doing? You're saying...
You're accepting it. And you're saying
Exactly. You're accepting it. You're saying it's okay. You're accepting it. Now, can they do those things?
Yes.
God says no, they can't do those things. We say they can't do those things. But who is their God?
Themselves. I don't know.
Remember, they're children of Cain.
Oh.
Their God is Satan. So Satan plays by different rules. Nothing will happen to you because you told them what you were going to do. They said it was totally okay. So now you can do what you want to them. That's what they believe. So that's why sometimes karma is important for us to understand how we think of karma, how they think of karma. Any questions about that?
No.
So this part of the philosophy is talking about, what's this theory? The theory from J.L. Mackey, the problem of evil. Where does evil come from? Or where does seemingly evil come from? Cool. So, and it uses the example that why does bad things happen to good people? A lot of people say that. Why does bad things keep happening to me? Why do bad things keep happening to me? Why do bad things happen to good people? Why did that family lose their kid? Why did that family, why do bad things happen to good people? Okay? It also goes into the statement, if God exists, and we talked about the other day, we're a three-dimensional being, right?
Yes.
We're a three-dimensional being, and the ants are a two-dimensional being. Will the ants ever understand what we could do to them and why we exist? Never. Never, 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 never. Until they become a 3D being. What's God? Who knows? But let's say God is a 17-dimensional being. Is all-knowing, all-powerful, can just do whatever he wants. You paying attention, Edge?
Yes. I'm just trying to fix my gun.
Do we have any understanding of how God does what he does?
Nope.
We don't have any understanding at all. We can come up with philosophical ideas of what he's doing, but we don't fully understand. But what if, again, what if we take the idea that we were God? Okay? Okay? What if we were God and you had a person like in this story that in her family, or let's say one person, let's say, okay, review. So let's say the uncle
Yes.
abused Jenna, okay? Maybe he abused her whole life. And everyone's saying, why does bad things happen to Jenna? Right? What if we were God? Well, for example, what would we do to the uncle? Remember how we talked about karma a minute ago? If the uncle decided to do, he made a choice in free will, he decided to do bad things. So he made a choice out of free will, he did bad things. So if we were God and we still loved the uncle, though he did bad things, what would we do to him, perhaps, to make him pay for the sins, return the payment back to karma, so that he can restore balance and become a good person again? What would you do if you were God? How? If you were God, how? Just saying. Abuse him in this life? You could abuse him in this way. You can make his house burn down. You can make him get shot by a burglar on the street.
Make him get shot and then he gets to live.
What if, what if
Then
again, what if, what we
shot
talked about before,
again.
what if the human being isn't, like we said as before, is an eternal being, that when you die, you just come back and do it again, and come back and do it again, and come back and do it again, and come back.
You make him the abused.
Exactly. If you were God and you were all powerful, you could do that too. But if you were the God and you were all powerful and the uncle abused Jenna, then when he dies, maybe you make him Jenna in the next life and make him get abused. So why does bad things, maybe he's got a different name at that point. Maybe he becomes a little girl. Maybe he becomes a little girl with a learning disability. Maybe he becomes a girl that's got a birth defect that looks ugly.
Oh my God. Oh.
And then God says, okay, now you live a life as Jenna the abused.
Now you're going to get bullied because you're ugly.
We're talking about philosophy right now. This is philosophy right now. This is where your mind is able to go and do what it's got to do. If now the uncle lives a life as Jenna and is abused, does he at least partially repay back his debt to karma? Right? And maybe at the end of his life, Jenna dies.
Yeah.
Huh? Then he goes back to God, and God decides, did you learn your lesson? No? Go back and do it again as Jenna. Do it again. Maybe he did it so bad that he's got to repay the debt 10 times over or 100 times over in order to pay the debt back to karma or to God.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. So the theory behind this philosophical idea is this idea, why does bad things happen to good people, doesn't disprove God. It basically, in other words, may reinforce God. Bad things happen to good people because karma is real, balance is real, good and evil are both real, and perhaps that person did something in a previous life that needs to be repaid.
Ow.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That is so. Yes.
Now, what if you had a person that abused 100 kids?
What?
That person would basically have to, if you were God and you wanted to give him a chance, you could possibly, you hear the story that when you die, you go to God, and God will come up with a list of all the bad things you did, all the good things you did, and you'll have to make a choice. What if we came to God and God says, okay, you hurt 100 kids, you were really bad. I'm going to give you a choice: eternity in hell, or you're going to have to live 1,000 lives getting abused like the 100 people you abused.
Balls.
I'm going to send you back to earth 1,000 times to be abused. But if you do this, we're good.
We're Gucci gang.
You will repay the debt back to the people you've hurt. Because remember we talked about before, if God's the ocean, we're a shot glass in the ocean. Is Jenna a shot glass in the ocean?
Yes.
Is the uncle a shot glass in the ocean? So when this person would have hurt 100 people, he's basically hurting 100 pieces of God.
Yes.
So you must return the favor back to the damage you've done to God by doing good or repaying the debt. And then once you repay the debt, once you go back and you have 1,000 bad things happen to you, you're maybe perhaps washed away of your sins, and then we will re-let you join the group, or we will let you return to God. Does that make sense? If you were a God and you wanted and you loved everything, you would give things a chance to repay their debt to come back. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's what I would do. But again, we'll never fully understand God. But that's what the book says, is that evil or bad things happen to good people actually proves the idea of God existing, because the bad things must be happening because they must have done something bad in a past life that needs to be repaid. Okay?